Hey everybody, it's Liz. Welcome to my channel, the Shiny Side Up channel. Today we're going to talk about yantras, sigils, sigil art, and things like that. Mandalas. What are they for? How do you use them? Let's find out. Stick around. All right, everybody, let's start talking about what I mean by yantras and sigils and stuff like that. Basically, sigil art, mandalas, sand painting, yantras are all ways of making a visual depiction of what you want in life, what you want to invoke, whether they're virtues, character, skills, stuff, people, experiences, abundance. And you use like letters, pictures, squiggles, numbers, symbols, geometric designs, pictures. These things, whether you call them a yantra in Sanskrit or you call them a sigil, I'm going to talk about a little bit about the differences of what they are. Sigil is more Western, Enochian, and King Solomon magic, Goetic magic. And yantra is, of course, yogic and Buddhic philosophy. But these designs, however you happen upon them or create them, we're going to talk about it today. These designs invoke your God self or that of the gods. Your guides, guardians, ancestors, and angels, as I like to say, your higher self. Okay. And I'm going to talk about a list of the things we're going to talk about. Then we're going to get into how to do it. The first way to do it is simply to make a yantra or a sigil for yourself. Get meditative and think about what it is you want. Is it safety and protection? Is it a new love? Is it a great career working from home? Is it a stoic strength? Is it a virtue? Is it character? Is it stuff? Is it experiences? Is it a trip to Bali? Whatever. Get meditative. And you pick up a writing utensil or a paintbrush and you begin to squiggle something while you're contemplating what you desire. I have friends who've done that quite a bit. I have a funny story about that. One of my friends, maybe 4 years before I deployed, someone sent me a squiggle, their own sigil of abundance and wealth. A big sweatshirt, a big black sweatshirt with a big white picture on it. Maybe I'll go find it. I got to go find it. I think I have it in digit somewhere. Anyway, the screen printing on this sweatshirt was so thick that actually when I sweat, it stuck to my front. So as I would pull it off in the evening, I'm like, oh my gosh, abundance shouldn't be this hard, rip, tear. It was, so I had to give it a new home, but note to self, don't make a screen printing so big and sticky. Abundance, stick to me. Anyway, so I remember that's coming to mind. I'll have to find a picture of that and post it here on this podcast or whatever. But you can simply do that with a pencil, a pen, a paintbrush, something that you like. And again, as you hear about these techniques, you can certainly realize you can combine them. You can make sigil art with flow art and do sigils, etc. You'll find out. The other way to do it is you can find symbols that represent what you want. You can find established symbols. You can squiggle them, like I said. You can simply squiggle them. You can put them together in a form of art. So you can, I'm going to show you some examples right now. I'm going to share screen and show you the first one I want to show you. I have this PowerPoint up like this because when I go to full screen, it takes over all my computer. It says, you want to use 3 screens for this PowerPoint, right? Like, no, behave yourself. Let me move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. Go away. Go over here. All right. So this is an example. This is from Dr. Pillai of the Pillai Center. He's a guru, and he feels like he came to the planet to teach abundance and teach prosperity because he said too many people worry about money. The 99% are worrying too much about making a living, which is true. So he has created this yantra, Y-A-N-T-R-A-S, yantra, with different symbols. Now, this is a swastika from the original meaning, not the Nazi meaning. Cancel. And there's a lamp over here, and I forget what these are. This looks like Sanskrit. This is a pineapple, I think. And of course, the sun. And he sells this at his website for $20. You don't need to do this, but this is an example of a yantra. You can have this, people will hold it in their hands while they pray. They'll invoke it, they'll imbue it or invoke characters and make it a sacred object, a power object, if you will, and put their energy and their abundance energy into it, as well as get the energy off of it that Dr. Pillai has most likely activated here, right? A lot of times you activate these things. I'll show you another example. So here are mandalas. I think I don't remember where I got this, somewhere off the web, but these are pretty mandalas. And I've been to conferences and stuff where they sell these and people can paint them. And One way to do it is if you like a pretty one and you want to purchase it online, Etsy, eBay, or at a conference or something like that, and it appeals to you, it's like buying a crystal. It probably is for you. Many artists, etc., create these with intentions in mind, and you can create one with intentions in mind. You can go to Hobby Lobby or what have you, and go get some stuff. You can do Zentangles. You can do something. What's that art called? There's a type of art, neurographica. I can't remember what it's called. Where I'll put it in the description box, where you can create your own lines in art to work out your own stuff or invoke stuff. I was playing with that a couple months ago, lost interest, but it's kind of neat stuff. Neurographica, I think. I'll find out. But there's ways to use this art as a yantra or a sigil for yourself. You could, let's say you buy a pretty piece of art like this. Like I would get, maybe this one, I would get this one if I were picking one of these. I like blue. And you could write on the back affirmations or intentions if you like, or write it at the bottom. People have colored in mandalas and they get the coloring books, and you can simply write your intention on the piece of paper where you're about to color. And thinking about that intention, like finding love, a great career, a great experience, great, trip to Africa and go to the Serengeti for a month, whatever it is, sailing around the Caribbean in a sailboat, whatever it is, you put that intention, and while you're thinking about the intention, you color it in. That's a form of a yantra. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. One thing you can do. We're going to go, we're going to get back to this in a minute. I want to go to another topic. So we're going to share screen again. I'm going to find this other thing. We're sharing the screen right now. We're still sharing the screen. We're going to get back to that in a minute. Where do I want to go? I want to go to the magic square. Yeah, here we go. Thank you for your patience. All right. This website is honeymallow.com. I think it's a she or a feminine energy because she has beauty and lifestyle here. It has a feminine feel to it. This person is talking about using a magic square to make a sigil using numbers and letters. And I'm going to show you how to do it. She does it really nicely. What I'm going to say is first, you come up with a number box that you can get these online and find them that are already established. This is one to the planet Saturn, for example. All these numbers up to 15, it represents Saturn, I suppose. She got this off Wikipedia. So you can work with an established number box, and I'm going to explain what you do with this number box. Or you can make up your own number box. This would be called a magic square. Or you can make up your own number box. And she describes it here at this website, honeymallow.com. But this is where you take a blank box, a 9-square box, and you put numbers 1 through 9. And I'll tell you what you do with that in a minute. So what you do is you need to come up with an intention. She uses the example of safety. I'm going to tell you 3 ways you can use this box. This is where you take a blank box and you can just, thinking about your intention, you just put numbers 1 through 9 in this box, however you like. Thinking about your intention, let's say you want it. I'll say, like one of my I am statements is I am safe and protected. I might use I am safe and protected, for example. So what you do is I got this website. I'm going to give her credit in the description box, but I like how she, I think, created this intention into numbers by assigning each letter of the 26-letter alphabet, English alphabet, into letters, or any language that uses this alphabet. Of course, if you have a different language, you'd find your own 0, 1 through 9. The reason we go 1 through 9 is it fits nicely in a box, but also in numerology, 10 becomes a 1 again because it's 1 plus 0. And of course, many of you know this, but you can go research numerology. So fun. I remember my then husband, this was like 1989. He was talking about a friend of his named Suzanne, and he's like, oh my gosh, she's so crazy. She's into numerology. I can't believe her. She's crazy. I can't be friends with her anymore. Then he married me. He didn't even know what he was getting. Numerology and more, all that. So fun. Anyway, he's great. He's a great guy. I'm glad we're done, but he's a great guy. Anyway, okay, stop getting personal, Liz. All right, so what you do is, let's say I want to use I am safe and protected. I am safe and protected. You could do this a couple of ways. What we're going to do is we're going to assign each of the letters a number, and then we're going to put it in the number box. I'm going to show you. She uses the example of safety, like I said, but I'm going to explain a couple of ways to do this. You can spell out safety, say, and S would be a 1, A would be a 1, F would be a 6, of course, E would be a 5, T would be a 2, and Y would be a 7. I'm not going to remember that. Okay, but she does. So she does this down here. She randomly numbered this box this way. So 1, 6, 9, 7, 4, 3, 5, 2, 8. So what she did was she began to trace it. She had 2 1s, S and A are both 1. So she made a different squiggle. You do 2 things in a box that has the same number at the same time, whatever. So 1, 1, 6, 5, 2, 7, and it ends there. So she put a little fun little squiggle. I like to say the word squiggle. So then she has her squiggle. So what she did, what you can do is you can use a squiggle like this, and it becomes your sigil. So you can put it on a mug, put it on a t-shirt or a sweatshirt if it's not too sticky. You could put it on, hang it in your car. You could put it under your pillow. You could pray over it. You could sage it. You could do whatever you do. Put it out on a new moon, put crystals on it, put it next to your crystal skulls, whatever floats your boat. All that affirmation stuff, all that yummy stuff, all that power, put it in your organite, whatever you like. If you don't like the squiggle that you get, you can simply change it up. And here she is almost getting like Reiki, like symbols. She liked this one. So she made different symbols. But I want to talk about that. She used, in this case, the first way you can translate a statement into numbers is using all the letters. If you use one word, but you can do a couple things. You can, if you, let's say I am safe and protected, you can choose to use the first letter of each word. So you'd use I. Let's go back up here. You would use I, and then A for am, S for safe, A for and, P for protected. And you'd get these numbers. I'm not going to do it right now, but you'd get all those letters and you'd make your squiggle that way. Or you can, people sometimes drop the vowels and only use the consonants. So you do it that way. So there's 3 ways to do it. You can do the whole word, you can do just the first letters, and you can do just the consonants. Heck, you can probably have fun using just the vowels too. I mean, if this is your intention, play with it by all means. So that's how you could make a magic squiggle, a magic sigil that way. Now, a lot of us are sort of turned off by sigils because we think a lot of us don't want to play with dark magic, and it kind of freaks us out, right? There's a left-hand path or a dark occult side of things, and there's a light occult. Remember, occult is not a bad word. It just means hidden. So there's dark stuff, which is happening on the planet all over the place right now, for sure, by individuals and entities and groups of people. And there's light occult work. And I play and dabble in the light occult realm, where you just do sweet work and light work. You're helping people out, and protection work and binding work if necessary. But a lot of people who do King Solomon magic, he has a book of, they're goetic sigils there. It's the major and the lesser keys of Solomon. Now, if you know about that, you can correct me in the comments. I haven't dabbled in a long time, but there are very arcane grimoires and things that label out. You can get crafted sigils that have been around for 2,000 years that represent all the planets, all the gods. You can get all the baddies, the bad gods I'm not going to mention. You can invoke things and play with them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, this is simply a tool. It's not negative or positive. So you can use this for your positive manifestation. But some of this, it can kind of freak us out or move us away, or we don't investigate it because it's in magic circles, this magic square, and people shy away from it. But there's no need to if you're doing your work. I don't judge what you do dark, do light, whatever. It's just, I wanted to point this out to you because you may not be familiar with the magic square. All right, the next thing I'd like to talk about is you can make sigil art. Let me see if I can get to there. Yes. Okay. So this is Brian Scott. He has a YouTube channel called Reality Revolution. Great guy. We interviewed him on my other channel one time last summer, about a year ago. Yeah, great guy. And he does sigil art. Okay. And what this is he and his wife make their art room sacred. They stage it, they clear it out. Even the gesso, I forget, everyone tells me how to pronounce it. The white paint that goes on and prepares the canvas, the wood, the paint, the brushes, they make everything sacred, and they kind of clear and clean and activate all the ingredients. And then with intention, they sometimes pour acrylic. This right here is flow art. It cancels out when I go over, but this is flow art. Then he paints planets on many of them. So lovely. Let me go down here. I love this one. He says flow out over here, and you can use a hairdryer. You can Google or YouTube how to create flow art. It's very beautiful. He paints and does these beautiful paintings. I have to stay off the painting or it goes casual. Look at this one. So beautiful. So he uses flow art. He does planets. They're all different shapes and sizes. And he has a printing company that prints these up on demand for you. And you could buy some of the originals if they're still available. I'm not pushing his work, but I do have 15 pieces of his art, and including this one. This one is his big one. It goes for a lot of money, but I have a couple replicas of this. This is this means great good fortune. So what they do is they do the painting, and then on the backs of the painting, I'm going to come back on camera later and show you some of mine. On the back of the painting, he'll put sacred numbers. He'll put Grabavoy numbers. I'll explain what that is in a minute later. And he writes out affirmations. So he's making sigil art. You can buy these from people. You can create your own. This is another way to do a yantra or your own sigil art. Really quite lovely. The other thing you can do is, like I said, let me go back to the PowerPoint. You can get one from a guru or a mentor or teacher and purchase that. That's been activated and so on. And, you know, I mean, there's other power objects. There's organite, there's crystals, there's bracelets, mala beads. But this is yantra. This is visual art, whether they be mandalas, you know, numbers, squiggles, sigils like this. I mean, they would call me yantra like this, whether you purchase them from a guru or something like that. But that's what I have to say. I'm going to come back on camera in a minute and talk about something. And I just so appreciate you being here, and thank you for listening. Let me know if you have questions in the comments. Hey everybody, so I'm back. I want to show you some of Brian Scott's sigil art. I have 15 of his bits of art because I just fell in love, but I want to show you, this is from his printing on demand company. This is not an original. This one is called Wintrox Reach. It's basically no stress, everything to your advantage. So I have this hanging over my bed because who wants stress, right? I just love the flow art. He puts planets on. I think it's so super great. This is an example. This was, you know, 40 bucks or something like that. So great. This is one of his originals. This is called My Energy's Cleansed. I'm pure light, all negative energies banished. So I like this one, hanging this one also over my bed. He didn't put numbers on this one. He didn't put any numbers on the back, but he writes back on the back there. See, I noticed the ones I chose that don't have numbers on the back, but there are books of sacred numbers. I'll explain Grabavoy in a minute. This is lucid dreaming. So cool. I love me some pink all day long. I used to joke I do tactical pink on the motorcycle. This is for lucid dreaming. All who look at this painting will be lucid in their dreams. Really nice. So I have a lot of these. So super great. So the Grabavoy codes are the Grabavoy numbers. This Grabavoy guy was a Russian guy. He did radionics, and he just created these numbers and codes for exact things like lucid dreaming, like liver disease, like whatever. He just created numbers using the radionics box. So it's GRABOVOI or AVOI. I don't remember. I'll look it up and put it in the description box. But I wanted to point out, this is sigil art. The last thing I have is, I have 4 of these little magnets I got from Brian Scott. This is for great good fortune and good luck. And I give them to friends, and I have it in my car and stuff like that. And one at the desk, and it makes me happy. Have they worked? I'm not going to say that I looked at this and had a lucid dream, but what I felt like this gentle influence, I've had them for a year, a gentle influence to find other helps. And it's been a gentle influence and a gentle push to kind of figure out the right things and do the things in the right way, do the right affirmations and the right techniques and stuff. So I wouldn't say anything magically appeared, but it was this gentle, slow working, you know, of the sigil art for me. But I have lots of power objects. I do lots and lots of things. So, you know, anyway, so I'm here to, you know, just wanted to show you what a yantra or sigil art and how you could use them to manifest. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's so great to have you here. Take care. Bye.